Hello, everyone. This is Dr. B from Steps to the Future coming to you with this Monday's College and Career Conversations. You just have me, Dr. B, this evening. And before I begin, I would like to point out my t shirt. This t shirt says, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. And for me, this was an appropriate shirt to wear on this Juneteenth Monday. I stand on the shoulders of ancestors that I know, ancestors that I don't know. I think of my late grandmother, Willie Mae Sykes, who was part of the Great Migration from Mississippi to Illinois when she brought her family there after the death of her husband. They lived in Mississippi as sharecroppers. So my mom and my aunts and my uncle were all young folks who learned how to pick cotton. That was part of something that was left over from the days when our ancestors were enslaved. So, again, on this Juneteenth, I celebrate and honor my ancestors because I know I am their wildest dream. So, on this particular Juneteenth Monday, what I'd like to do is talk to students and talk to families a little bit about the importance of professional associations. So this evening, I'm going to highlight a few professional associations and why it's important to know about them. So, take 30 seconds, go grab yourself something to drink, grab a notepad, or get out your iPad or pen and pencil, whatever you choose to use. And I will be back with you in about 30 seconds. Hey everyone, Dr. B back here with College and Career Conversations. Now, if you're joining us this evening, please put your name in your chat because I'd love to know who's here, who's joining us. It's always nice to know who's out there, so I'm not here just talking out into the cyberspace. As I said earlier, this is about celebrating and honoring Juneteenth Monday, our official holiday now. One of the things that for me, Juneteenth is about freedom, but it's also about the freedom to choose the type of career that you'd like to have. There was a time in the history of the United States when Black and Brown people were relegated to certain careers. Is everything perfect now? Of course it's not. But we certainly have come a long way and things have gotten better for the most part. We're not enslaved anymore. And I can be a teacher, I can be an astronaut, I can be an accountant, I can be a journalist, I can be the type I can have the type of a career that I choose to have. And students can also have it. I've always been really concerned and involved and curious about how people pick their careers and helping students choose their careers. With that being said, I did accept the invitation to run for an office, and I am pleased to announce that I am now the president-elect of the North Carolina Career Development Association. This is a professional association that consists of people who work in the career services offices of colleges throughout North Carolina, people that work in Department of Labor, people that are teachers, definitely school counselors. So anyone that has a interest or affiliation with career development in North Carolina, you're certainly welcome to join the organization. It's ncdda.org, and I'll definitely make sure that's in the show notes because we would love to have you join us in our endeavors to increase career information, career awareness, and career exploration for everyone, K through 12, post-secondary, and anyone else that we can touch. So again, please join us in doing that. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So one of the things, as I'm working with students and we're talking about possible careers, and I don't always ask my students, like, what do you want to major in? Typically, I ask them, what kind of problems do you want to solve? So we'll have that conversation, and then we'll try to see what careers may match those type of problems that they're interested in, along with the variety of other assessments that we may do to help us find those other pieces to the puzzle. One of the things I strongly encourage students to do as they're trying on different careers or exploring different careers or becoming aware of different careers, to find out what the professional associations are that are aligned with that particular career. So this evening, I just want to point out to you about 9 professional associations that are geared toward Black and Brown professionals. Again, this is in honor of Juneteenth. Um, and I don't think a lot of people know these associations exist. So let me share with you my Padlet, and you will definitely have the information for this. So for people that are interested in getting this, this is the Padlet that I've created, and I've only put a few on here because these are the uh, these are the careers that current students have talked about, students that I've had in the past few years have talked about or are concerned about, just a smidgen of them. You'll be able, this is a Padlet that you'll have access to, and you'll be able to go in there and look at it and find out other information. So I'm just noticing a quick little spelling error, but that's all right. I'll fix that as we get going. So let me go through these with you first of all, just so you can find out what kind of associations exist, what are some of the things that are pertinent to associations that you need to think about. So let's start with the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. This is a wonderful organization if you are a young person who is interested in a career in aviation. So let me go to its homepage. Okay, the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals, OBAP. And again, you can find out a lot of information about that. I strongly suggest that students who are looking at looking for this particular career, check out what membership programs are available. What are the benefits of membership levels? Actually, I think OBAP, the earliest you can join is as a student under 18, but only if you have attended their one of their academies, their ACE Academy. If you've attended their ACE Academy, which is the Aerospace Career Education Academy, you are able to join for free if you are under 18. Once you are a college student in a program, you can join for $30 annually. It's important to me, and I think it should be important to you to join your professional associations, because this is where you have the opportunity to learn more about the profession. You get opportunities to see what kind of programming is available. And if there is a chapter for you in your age range, it certainly behooves you to join this and to learn more about it. So for example, let's look at, let's see, some of the things. So they have what they call their Aerospace Career Education Academy. So let's look at that. So again, this gives you information. This is the great way. People always ask me, how do we help our students learn about careers? What kind of practical experience can they get to learn about different careers? So if you have someone that's interested in a career that has to do with aviation and aerospace, this might be a great organization. So as it says here, it provides middle and high school youth with exposure to opportunities in aerospace through week-long summer academies. So again, what I want you to do, make sure that you have this information and go on here and read about it. If you're not interested in this particular career, but you know someone that is, please share it with them. That's what this is all about. Sharing is caring, and it's really important that we help our students get accurate career information as they move on through their life and figure out what their next journey is going to be. So let me move over here to the next one that I want to share with you. Whoops, going a little backwards here. Okay, the National Association of Black Accountants. So a lot of times students will say, well, what kind of career can I go into if I'm interested, if I'm really good at math and I love math, what can I do? So here's a fantastic organization, a fantastic career. National Association of Black Accountants. I mean, we're always going to need accountants. If you're strong in math, this is certainly an opportunity to learn more about it. And again, you can go here and find out about memberships. Now you can see, are there chapters? Where are the chapters located? So all of our organizations, any professional organization is arranged differently. So this one gives you an idea of how they're organized. And as we can see here, they have over 40 professional chapters across the United States. So what you do is you look, you find your state, and we see that here in North Carolina, they do have a chapter in Charlotte, Greensboro, and the Research Triangle Park area. So again, go on to this site, go on to the map. Is there a chapter near you? If not, is there the possibility of starting a chapter or talking with someone that could start a chapter? If there is not a student chapter or a student version, that still doesn't mean you can't follow what's going on in these professional associations. Maybe you could reach out and find a mentor, someone that could help you learn a little bit more about that profession. This is a great way to locate people to do informational interviews so that if you're interested in becoming an accountant and you don't know one personally, you could probably reach out and ask folks, what are the resources? It says here they have student programs. So let's see what some of the student programs, if someone was interested in becoming an accountant. So they have some regional student conferences. And again, you can go on this site and you can just find out all that information. So on those regional conferences, here's some great stuff. One of the topics that they teach you is interviewing skills. Another one is dressing for success, transitioning from college student to business professional, and communication skills. So quite a few of these organizations may be available to students as college students. If it's not available to you at college as college students, find out what it takes for you to create a chapter at your school. Definitely, you want to look into these. Again, it tells you the dues and what have you. So again, this is if you're interested in being an accountant. This is the National Association for Black Accountants. So I strongly suggest that if that's area of interest to you, that you check it out. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. The National Conference of Black Lawyers. So what do they have to offer us? Again, there are many organizations. This isn't the only organization geared towards Black and Brown people in the field of law. This is just one of several. So what I did is I just went in, did an internet search for professional associations that were geared toward Black and Brown people and pull those up. So again, it gives you information about it. So if you're interested in becoming a lawyer, this may be a professional association that you want to do a little bit of research with. Okay, so on here it's telling us they've been around for around 53 years. It's an association of lawyers, scholars, judges, legal workers, law students, and legal activists. Their purpose is to enhance their professional strength and skill for the benefit of the Black community in its struggle for full social, political, and economic rights. They seek to utilize the vehicles of the law to advance the fight against racism, white supremacy, and the inequities it produces, and they produce justice. So again, if this is something you're interested in, definitely check it out. And you can just see different information. You can see that there are current blog posts. There's information about membership, information about their work. If you want to find, again, Where are the chapters? There is a chapter in North Carolina. So because I'm here in North Carolina, I'm going to click on that chapter and see what we can find out about this chapter. So you can subscribe to the mailing list. So you do not have to be a member to subscribe to the mailing list. So definitely keep that in mind. And you can see here just some pictures from the North Carolina chapter. And it does invite you, if you're a lawyer, a law student, or an activist, to consider joining them. They have a Twitter account, so you can follow some of their news. So again, this whole section today is in honor of Juneteenth. It's in honor of looking at the different professions that are available, or some of the professions that are available to Black and Brown people that were not available to them before, and the professional associations that are aligned with that particular career interest. I think looking at, again, as I said earlier, I think looking at your professional associations is a fantastic way to learn about a profession. So let's see what else I have here for you. So let's look at the National Association, or the National Conference of Black Political Scientists. So here's an opportunity, again, if you're interested in political science, if public policy and all of that interests you, you can follow this particular organization. And again, check out for all of these, for any of these that you're looking at, for any organization, whether it's the ones I'm showing you tonight or others that you're going to look at on your own, go to their About Us tab. Find out a little bit about them. Who's on the board, or who's a part of the executive committee? What else are they doing? So this particular one, we know they have an annual meeting. So they have an annual conference. They have a student symposium. It gives you information about conference awards. So you want to pay attention to that. That might be something you want to explore. They have a journal. You can join. It gives you information here on how to join and whether or not that's something that's of interest to you. So again, this is the National Conference of Black Political Scientists. And they have here some of their recent news information they have up here. And they're doing some quantitative methods training. Again, gives you their mission statement, tells you how to get involved, tells you how to get updates. If you'd like to get updates from this organization, if you're, if you are interested in being a political scientist, this is definitely a way to find out more information. You can get text message updates from them, and it has different categories. So for young folks who are still in high school, but they want to learn a little bit more about what this profession is about, you might want to either just hit the undergrads one, or also look at their news and info. So undergrad students plus news and info. So you make that choice. And they explain to you that these messages come through text, and there'll be about 4 messages per month. You decide whether or not you want to continue, but it's again, another fantastic way of doing research. So again, this is the National Conference of Black Political Scientists. And again, the reason I chose these particular ones, first of all, honoring Juneteenth and the ability of Black and Brown people to go into practically any career that they choose to go into. And also because recent students have expressed interest in these careers. So I just wanted to share some information. So let's see. So the next one, had to put in something about educators. Definitely had to put in something about educators, being an educator myself, a lifelong educator. So this is going to bring us to the National Association of Black School Educators. So see, they're having a 50th conference coming up. It's about bridges to, that went really fast. bridges to moving forward. So here you can register for the conference, look at their call for proposals, talks about how to become a member, definitely all kinds of resources. So let's look at the levels of membership. So to become a member, what is it that you need to do to become a member of this particular organization? Um, and they have the categories. And again, this is a great way for students to learn about um, different occupations. Try them on for size, do an informational interview, reach out to someone in the organization. So again, they give you different levels. They're $30 for a student, $75 if you're retired, and so on and so forth. So it says educators, instructors, students, principals, retirees, and superintendents are eligible for participation as individual members. And that you see the membership dues there. And definitely think about it. So, this is another organization that might be of interest. And again, this is for people that are interested in becoming educators. Looks like they have a conference coming up. So, let's see what this conference is about and when it is. Um, and I'll talk a little bit about the importance of knowing about that. So, their conference is from November 30th to December 4th, and it's at the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center in National Harbor, Maryland. And follow them. They have all kinds of hashtags here so you could find out information about them. Um, but I strongly suggest go and look at once their schedule's up, go and look at what kind of workshops and seminars are being offered. This is to help you see what might be in your future or what might be in your students' future. And it's also a great place for resources. So again, gives you information, lets you know how much it costs. Attending conferences is not inexpensive. It is an investment in your future. Attending conferences is an investment in your learning. Just because you graduate from college, I don't care how many degrees you have, you still are learning. And attending conferences and your professional association is one of the best ways to keep up to date on what's happening within your profession and to keep your knowledge fresh and current. So, again, this is one of the ones that I chose to share with you today. Here's another one. A lot of students are talking today about different healthcare fields and looking into different things. So here's the National Association of Black Physical Therapists Incorporated. With the way the field of physical therapy is growing, it is really nice to know that there's an association that is geared toward Black and Brown people so that you have folks that you can have conversations with and learn about different things. And it's a social network, a professional network. Not last week, actually 2 Mondays ago, I did my live stream was with the Black IEC's Affinity Group. Those of us that attended the IECA conference last May actually this past May, wasn't that long ago, in Philadelphia. For many of us, it was the first time that we had met in person, but we had been meeting regularly, monthly, to talk about all things that involve the work that we're doing and to do it in a place that was comfortable for us, where we could ask certain questions and just socialize and have that tight camaraderie and have those cultural moments that where we didn't have to explain anything to anybody. So again, here's the National Association of Black Physical Therapists. You might want to think about it. So let's just look at some of the things. Let's look at some membership. Now, here's another important thing sometimes with professional associations offering scholarships. So let's see what type of scholarships this association may offer to someone that is thinking of going into this particular field. So right now, actually, it just closed out May 31st. So there was a $10,000 scholarship for current students that was presented by Phoenix Physical Therapy. So again, they accepted scholarships for the month of May. Actually, they probably were announcing it during their conference this past week. and they give you what the criteria is. So it's important to know this. So knowing this ahead of time, if you know you're going into this field, or it's a field of interest to you, you say, oh, wait a minute. When I was planning on becoming a physical therapist, I remember a couple of years ago learning about this association and learning they had a scholarship affiliated with them. So, this is a great way to start your scholarship list for your future career, for your future self. So, all you need, letter of recommendation from a faculty member, 2 to 3 minute video submission where you discuss your leadership role in service. So, see, it's important to know what the criteria is for a scholarship prior to you actually looking for the scholarship. Because what if you haven't really done anything in leadership? That this is important for you to know that this is crucial to this particular scholarship and most likely to other scholarships. Also, how you plan to serve your community as a physical therapist or a physical therapist assistant. And you have to be actively enrolled in physical therapy or physical therapy assistant school in the US, and you have to be a member of the association. So, again, think about that. So, all kinds of information. And as we scroll down here, we see more scholarship opportunities. So this is definitely something you need to check into. If you know someone in your family that is considering a career in physical therapy, and we can all always use scholarships. I mean, I love it when I have the opportunity to get a small scholarship or grant in order to do some professional development. Because as I said, professional development is an investment. So it's important for students to know that this is something they need to set a little bit of money aside for, and pay those membership dues and join their professional association. So, again, this particular association, National Association of Black Physical Therapists, has some wonderful, wonderful scholarship opportunities. So, check those out. So these are the deadlines from last year, but I'm sure when you go in there and you get some updated information, and again, if you see something and you're not sure what it means or you're looking for additional information, you can always go to the Contact Us button and learn some more there. So let's see what else we have here. National Black Nurses Association. We know there are a shortage of nurses across the United States. Black, brown, white, everything. We just have a shortage of nurses in the United States. And again, here's another association that will help maybe find mentoring opportunities. You could do some informational interviews again. So, again, membership, they give you information up here about membership. If there isn't a chapter in your state, it gives you directions on how to start a chapter. There's a chapter directory. They have a scholarship program also. So click on this if you are interested in becoming a nurse and find out what are the requirements to apply for this scholarship. It's really important. You can see what kind of programs they have. There's a Summer Youth Institute. So again, you're interested in going into healthcare. You're not quite sure if you want to go into nursing. So again, having an informational interview with the nurse, going through the resources on this particular network, on this particular organization, will certainly give you some information. And you see here all the different topics they have. They're talking about global health. They're talking about movement is life. You got to get out and move. My cousin says, as we exercise on a daily basis when we're walking and what have you, she always says, motion is lotion. So, you keep your joints and everything lubricated by moving. So again, there's the Summer Youth Institute. They're talking about men's health awareness. So again, here's another organization, the National Black Nurses Association. They're celebrating nurses. This one I loved. Actually, when I was looking at this site earlier, I always like to get information about people that are in the profession. So this particular section of this site is called Unmasked Profiles in Humanity and resiliency. And what they do is they give you brief profiles of people who are nursing in the nursing field. And what's neat about it is, so here you're seeing about Courtney Marbley, but these particular interviews are also done in a podcast format. So if you go here and click on the podcast, it will bring up information on these podcasts. And as you can see, it tells you about different folks, Black and Brown folks who are in the nursing field, a little bit of information about them, organizations, local organizations that they belong to. Because remember, this is a national organization, but every national organization, oh, excuse me, every national organization has local chapters, local membership associations. So go and check those out. Um, definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So, so I don't want any of my students out there, black, brown, or whatever, to say to me, I can't find anybody to talk to about the profession I want to go into or that I'm interested in. Use your professional associations. If the first person doesn't answer you, then keep on trying, because there's so much out there, and I'm sure folks would be really really, really glad to connect with you. So that was the National Association of Black Nurses. So here's another one. You like to write. You like to write stories. You like to do reporting. This is the National Association of Black Journalists. And so my internet's running a little slow. But again, it tells you again how to join this association. They're having, a convention. There are some databases. You can see what other things are on the menu. So again, they're talking about their convention, their current conference that is going on. Again, scholarships. See that important thing, scholarships. These are the types of things that you want to know. What other things are going on for students? They talk about how if someone wanted to do some advertising with them, events and training. So you can get someone from the organization if you needed a speaker or what have you. This is a great way to have a speaker come to your organization to talk about the work they do and the work of being a Black journalist. That a section on awards. Again, I always like for you to go to the About section and read about who they are, who's on the board, what is their history, what is it that you know about them. And again, there is that contact section. So it says you can connect with them. They also have a YouTube channel. So check to see, in addition to having a website, if these organizations have other social media platforms. So this particular one does have a YouTube channel. I'm sure many of them do have YouTube channels, or they may have an Instagram page, but use this information. There are so many ways to do your research, and it's so important that you do your research as you're exploring careers, because at this stage of the game for young folks, and this is something you can start in middle school. You do not have to wait until high school, because in middle school we all had careers that we were interested in. I know at one point, I think I always wanted to be a teacher, but sometimes I said, oh, well, maybe I'd want to be a librarian, or oh wow, it would be cool to be an astronaut. You don't have to wait until high school to start exploring careers. You can start exploring careers as early as possible, as early as you can take in the information. This is a great way to introduce students to careers. Some middle school students want to jump in it right away and figure out what's going on. So share these sites with students. So let's see, what do we have left? So the last one I'm presenting tonight, and these are only a handful. One of the things I'm going to be doing, folks, is updating this particular Padlet. So this Padlet, you will see, it will be under the career resources on my website. I will include it on there as I update, as my web person, Katrina Alexander, updates my website for me. And then you just can learn more, and then go out there on your own and do a search. Okay, and this one, the National Society of Black Engineers. This one, has become near and dear to my heart. So let me see if I can go back to their homepage. Okay, so the National Society of Black Engineers um, gives you great information about what's going on. As you can see across the top, there's a section on K through 12. There's a section on collegiate, what's going on at the college level. And again, see that word there, scholarships? You want to check that out. They're divided into regions. What are those regions? Go on there and find out. Remember, this is free research. All it takes is an investment of your time to do this. And in planning for your future, what's better than investing a little time to do some research for people that are already professionals in the engineering space? And then they have special interest groups. So say you want to learn more about being an engineer, but the entrepreneurship part of being an engineer, you can certainly click on there. Women in science and engineering. So let's look at the K through 12. What's available for K through 12? So National Society of Black Engineers Juniors. So there's opportunities for membership. It talks about different camps, different educational components. It talks about college preparation, scholarships, summer jobs, first Lego. We know how many people there are play with Legos, are really interested in Legos. One of my students at the Montessori school in Raleigh introduced me to this Lego competition, this Lego convention that is held in Raleigh, and it called Brick Universe. It is absolutely amazing. You know, Legos is more than those kits that we get. If you get a chance, Google Brick Universe or do an internet search for Brick Universe. They will be coming to Raleigh either July or August, and I think they come a couple of times a year. But also, you know, if you're not in the North Carolina area, see where they're appearing and go to one of those conventions. I went last year and I was blown away by the work that these folks were creating. It was absolutely amazing. So again, let's get back to National Society of Black Engineers Junior. They have a math video challenge. They have an explorers program. They have all kinds of things. Math counts, Future City. You want to know more about those programs? Go on the site and do some exploration. Take some notes. Again, about us. You want to know how they got started. You want to know some information about them. This is where you go. What events are coming up for the society? Here's some information here. What partnerships do they have? You know, check out their partnerships. Are you interested in becoming a partner with this organization? This is a great way to find out. So I am like really, really gung-ho about people looking at professional associations. So those are the 9 that I'm bringing to you this evening. As I said, I will be updating this Padlet on a regular basis so that you can, let me just correct one little thing on here on this letter. Let's see. So this is the URL for the Padlet. And I will be updating this or adding more as we go along, as different students are interested in careers and I decide that, oh, here's a professional association that might be of interest to them. Now, you know, whenever we do something at Steps to the Future, we always have to bring literacy. We always have to talk about the books that are out there. So what the book I would love to share with you this evening, and the reason I want to share this book with you, again, because we're talking about careers, we're talking about professional associations, we're talking about Juneteenth, and with all that's come with Juneteenth and the hundreds, of years afterwards, people being able to go into careers that had been closed off to them previously. Again, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. I think of my grandmother, I think of my aunts, my mother, my uncle out there sharecropping, picking cotton, not at that time in their lives not being able to see beyond that being available to them. I mean, they all went on and did different types of work. I mean, they all got out of sharecropping when they moved from Mississippi to Illinois as part of the Great Migration. But again, I was the first person in my immediate family to graduate from college. So it was a big deal for my grandmother when I graduated from college. She traveled from Illinois to Rhode Island to attend my graduation because she was so proud of me and she was so thrilled. And there were days when sometimes you didn't want to go to those 8 o'clock history classes, or you had papers due, or you were, running around doing something else. But I always thought about my granny and how um, the encouragement that she gave me to continue in college, even when I was trying to figure out how to do college. So let me introduce this book to you. And the reason why, again, the reason why I'm showing this particular book is because it's showcasing Black women in all different career fields. And I think their stories are just so interesting for a young girl to read about so that she can see someone that looks like her in a profession. Representation matters. So this is part of my Representation Matters series. So the book that I'm sharing with you this evening is Black Girls Rock, and it's edited by Beverly Bond, who started an organization called Black Girls Rock. And let me just give you some info. So some of the different careers that are highlighted in here. We have women who are artists, writers, entertainers, activists, producers. Let's see, what else do we have? Entrepreneurs, for example, like Kathy Hughes, who is the founder of Radio One Incorporated and TV One. And for those of you who are familiar with TV One, you will know who Kathy Hughes is. We have Venus Williams. We all know who Venus Williams is, but she's also a fashion and interior designer. She's also a philanthropist. We have digital media people in here. There are so many women in here that I think this is a great book to gift to a young girl for a young, or hey, it doesn't have to be young. I mean, all of us have dreams and we're lifelong learners, and we all continue to evolve as life goes on. So this would be a great gift for any woman, as a birthday present, Christmas present, or just because present. It doesn't always have to be a special occasion. Books are great for anything. So again, Black Girls Rock. It's edited by Beverly Bond. It's called Black Girls Rock: Owning Our Magic, Rocking Our Truth. And I would definitely encourage you. And this is just a listing of some of the many contributors to this edition of Black Girls Rock. So that's what I have for you this evening. I sincerely am thrilled at the people who joined and who listened in. I'm thrilled if you have the opportunity to listen to this on a replay, and please share it with people, because I think these are resources that people can really use. There are so many components to picking a career. It's more than just saying, "Oh, this is what I want to do the rest of my life." It's the planning, it's the preparation, it's the educational part of it, it's the lifelong learning part of it, and it's also important to know through exploration if this isn't the career for you. If this isn't the career for you, wouldn't it be awful to go all through college and get in a career and you're working in it and you're just like, I hate this. I don't want to do this anymore. So that's why I strongly encourage parents to help their students learn about as many careers as possible. This is the age of career awareness, career development, and career exploration. Help them find out what the possibilities are. I thank you all so much for your attention. I thank you for sharing this out with other people. Again, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. So these videos will be housed on my YouTube channel along with my Facebook page. I'm in the process of working on some additional videos to put on my YouTube channel that don't appear anywhere else. So stay tuned for that. And if you have some ideas of what I could put on there, you know, shoot me an email, shoot me a message. I'd love to know. But I'm trying to get my numbers up on my YouTube channel. I don't do a great job of advertising it. So I'm asking you, spread the word. And let me know what you think. So, this is Dr. B from Steps to the Future. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you have this opportunity to go to this Padlet and do some exploration of these professional associations and find more. I only presented 9 to you. There are thousands of professional associations geared towards so many different occupations. So, everyone, I may see you next Monday. I am headed home to the Ocean State this week, and I will be there during next Monday's broadcast. So hopefully, I'll have a broadcast for you. And who knows, maybe I'll grab a student or two to join me in Rhode Island. So thank you again, everyone, and have a great rest of your evening. And again, thank you for joining me for this Juneteenth presentation. Take care, everyone, and be good.